Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today. It is a new day. It is a new week. So you know what that means. I'm going to say, hello, Monday. Yeah, that's right. It is a Monday, and we are off to a great start. Now, I don't know about you, but I have had a lot to do over the past few weeks, but that's okay because that's exactly what we've prayed for, right? That's exactly what we want. We've asked and the universe has answered, and we are sitting exactly where we want to be. It is an amazing thing to be able to look forward to what you know is going to come. But we have to have the right attitude, don't we? We need to make sure that we have that type of attitude that allows us to not only believe in the dream or the vision in which we have been given, but to be able to walk out in faith in it, to be able to say, though I may not see it before my eyes at this time, I believe that it will come to pass. And that's an amazing mindset to have. Not everyone has it every single solitary day, and that's okay. But when you learn how to make your wishes, your dreams, your hopes, your prayers manifest, when you learn how those things will start to become true, you will realize the importance of your mindset, of that shift in paradigm. Well, today's topic is breaking out of your shell. Breaking out of your shell. For so many people, they are in a shell because it's safe and secure in there. They're in that shell because they know that in there, they don't really have to worry about anything on the outside. Well, guess what? You can't stay in there forever. You have to come out here into the real world and deal with the things that are going on here. But don't worry. Yes, you can still make your dream come true, even on the outside of the shell. So you know how I do Hello Monday. I'm going to share with you 5 quotes that I hope will inspire you to not only break out of your shell, but to keep going and to keep moving during this week. Let's get started with number 1. You are confined only by the walls that you build yourself. You are confined only by the walls you build yourself. Now, I really like this one because it kind of goes along with the same lines of self-esteem. It is how you esteem one's self. It is not contingent upon anyone else's approval of you. Therefore, you are only in the box. You are only within the walls. You are only within the prison that you build for yourself. Your mind is so powerful. Your mind is so strong. And when you realize that there's an entire world out there for you, then you will understand that you are only confined by the world in which you believe you live. So you are confined only by the walls you build yourself. Brothers and sisters that are out there listening, let me tell you something. I want for you to believe that you are bigger than just your cubicle. I want for you to believe that your world is bigger than just that office space that you are utilizing. I want for you to realize that there is so much more out there. And I want you to take a part of it. I want for you to believe that you too can have a piece of this global pie because there is enough for all of us. Let's go on and look at quote number 2. Quote number 2, the shell must be cracked apart if what is in it is to come out. For if you want the kernel, you must break the shell. Let's read that one again. The shell must be cracked apart if what is in it is to come out. For if you want the kernel, you must break the shell. So if there's something inside of a box, if there's something inside of a shell, if there is something that is protected and you want what's in there, you have to do the due diligence in order to get the kernel, right? Now, my seafood lovers out there, you guys know that if you want to eat the oyster, if you want the clam, you have to be willing to crack open that shell. So I may be saying, oh, well, that's the same thing true with the pearl. Absolutely. If you want that pearl, you have to break open that shell. And when we look at the example of the pearl looking at breaking into the shell to get the kernel, it is something that causes the irritation, that rubs it the wrong way, that over time becomes this pearl that we are able to offer. And isn't that true about our lives as well? It is when we go through adversity, it is when we go through those hard times, that rough patch, that we start to build up a beautiful outer self because of the roughness that we've had to endure. It makes sense because we are then able to share with others how they too can get through the rough patch. It is by sharing the difficulties that we have been through that we are able to help others shine. Now, the shell must be cracked. When we think about the little baby birds, or even the baby turtles for that matter, they have to break through that shell. They have to persevere. They have to be strong enough in the first place to crack the shell, right? So if they want to get out into the reality, if they want to get out into the real world, if they want to no longer be confined, they must break through that shell and then be strong enough to fly, to soar, to swim, whatever word you want to put there, right? But they must be strong enough to then get to the next step. And if and when they survive, they continue to go on to the next stages and phases that are planned for their lives. Isn't that the same thing that is true for us as well? When we endure, when we crack the shell, be it that we are trying to get in to get the kernel, or we are trying to get out in order to find our sense of self and realize our freedom, then we too, either in or out, it is a blessing because the shell is broken. Let's look at quote number 3. Quote number 3, you may think I'm small, but I have a universe inside my mind. You may think I'm small, but I have a universe inside my mind. Now, this is a Yoko Ono quote, and I really like this one because for so many people, depending on how you feel about her, and many of us of a particular generation, we really don't have a particular feeling about her one way or the other. We know who she was married to and all of that, but we were not as closely able to observe her life and how outspoken she was or wasn't about certain things when it was in that moment. So we've only known her as an older woman, not the young woman when she was out and about, I'll say, with the Beatles. Now, with that being said, I like this quote because you may think I'm small because she is a petite woman. But many petite women are a force to be reckoned with. And many times it is because of their stature that people think that they are less than because of whatever limiting beliefs that person has. Just because someone is short or thin or tiny or small, it doesn't mean that they are incapable. In fact, usually it means that they have taken it upon themselves to be larger than their stature because, again, people have limiting beliefs about what they can and cannot do. So when she says, you may think I'm small, but I have a universe inside my mind. It really gives me that oomph that I need to keep moving forward. Why? Because she's saying, I have a whole world of thought. I have a world of belief. I have a world that is behind me. And just because you cannot see the cosmos the way that I see the cosmos does not mean that it does not exist. So I absolutely love her mindset there. And I love that what she is trying to share with us to again think outside of that box, crack that shell and know that you can do so much more than what a limiting shell would allow you to do. Let's go on to quote number 4. Not all storms come to disturb your life. Some come to clear a path. Not all storms come to disturb your life. Some come to clear a path. Now, depending on where you live in the world, you may or may not agree with this. Now, for many of the people who live in the heartland of the U.S., Tornado Alley is so rightfully called that because during a particular time of the year, tornadoes tend to rip and run up and down the heartland, those people that live in the center states that make up the contiguous United States. Now, with that being said, you know that the tornado may come at any given time, and it will disturb your life, be it that you are asleep, you're at the ball game, you're at work or at church, you're taking a bath, washing dishes. None of that matters to the storm. It will disturb your peace. But at the same time, it may come to clear a particular path. Now, unfortunately, a tornado can come and wreak mass casualties, and we're never pleased about that. But many times when it reaches those places where there is no residential disturbance, it can clear a path that will eventually become a road, that can eventually become a new place in which someone is able to establish a business or even a living quarters. With that being said, the storm, you're able to take that storm and turn it into a positive, though many times it is a negative. And again, prayers to any family that has ever been disturbed by a tornado. Many times a tornado can come and it can clear a positive path in that it did not cause any casualties. Now, if you live on the East Coast in the United States, then you know that there's a thing called hurricane season. That you know, too, that the storm will come. And though you have time to prepare and you are able to batten down the hatches, you are able to board up your windows and secure any of those things that would be outside, such as, bring your lawn furniture inside or make sure that your boat is tied off properly, so on and so forth. You have time to prepare, but yet and still the storm is coming. No matter what you do, the storm is coming. But if we prepare and we prepare properly, then we are able to weather that storm. Hence, some come to clear a path. The beautiful thing about a storm is that many times after said storm, the weather is quite beautiful. Through all of that rain and fierce wind, you are able then to see a beautiful sky once more. All of the pollutants that have been in the air have been cleared out, and you're able to take a deep, clean breath. It is amazing how a storm, though sometimes can wreak havoc upon a community, many times can also bring a needed reprieve. Let's go on and look at quote number 5. The struggle you're in today is developing the strength you need for tomorrow. The struggle you are going through today is developing the strength you need for tomorrow. And that's the same thing that we look at the example of the little baby birds and the turtles that are trying to get out of the shell. The thing that you're in right now that may be restricting you or has you confined or feeling as though you're not able to really spread your wings and do all that you believe that you have been purposed to do. If you persevere, if you keep moving forward and don't allow the struggle to in fact inhibit you, but you understand that it is there so that you can exercise your muscle, then once you actually break through, you'll realize that you are ready. You are prepared. And I love that. Well, I want to say thank you so much for joining me here on Hello Monday. I hope that we have given you 15 minutes of inspiration and you have been able to select a quote that will keep you fired up for the rest of the week. Until next time, everyone, remember that it is a new day. It is a new week. It is a new you. And you are amazing. Until next time, everyone, make sure that you stand in the mirror today and you say, Hello Monday.